Good day, everyone. Today, our group will discuss the accounting for lessor, which is the sales type lease. And the reporters for today are Arias Janela May, Briones David, Capo John Mark, Frias Raline, Martin Marjorie, Ocampo Julia, and Villafania Neil Adrian. So let's start with the concepts for this topic. So, we are all aware that under the lease, meron tayong two parties involved. First is the lessor, which is in layman's term, siya yung nagpapaupa. And then, second party involved natin under the lease is the lessee, wherein si lessee naman yung umuupa. So, for this topic that we are going to talk about, we are going to learn the accounting for the lessor. And yung napunta sa amin is yung accounting for lessor, the sales type lease. So, titignan natin dito. So, if there is a lease transaction, meron tayong asset na transfer. And yung asset na transfer natin na yun, that is called the right of use asset na later on mas madidiscuss pa natin. So now, since we're going to talk about the accounting for lessor, let's talk about the two accounting involved for lessor. So, depende siya dun sa contract na napag-usapan. So, under accounting for lessor, meron tayong dalawa. The finance lease and the operating lease. So, first, let's talk about the finance lease. So, under the finance lease, ito yung gagamitin natin whenever there is substantial transfer of risk and reward pertaining to certain asset. So, dito kasi, titignan natin yung substance and form. If the substance wherein ang pinag-usapan natin is, for example, installment sale, and for the form naman, under form, lease siya. So, ang gagamitin natin is finance lease. So, kailan ba natin gagamitin ang finance lease? Meron tayo ditong 4 situations, actually 5, kasi nakalagay yung specialized nature. But, meron tayo ditong general rule, kumbaga. Ito yung general indicators na kapag nakita natin yan sa problem, is gagamitin natin yung finance lease. So, number 1 is transfer of title from lessor to lessee at the end of lease term ownership. So, at the end of lease term, magkakaroon tayo ng transfer ng title or ownership from lessor to lessee. Ililipat na natin yung pagmamayari or yung title ng leased asset na yon papunta kay lessee. Then, second or number 2 is there is a purchase option wherein the lessee is reasonably or relatively certain to exercise at the end of the lease term. So, dito, reasonably or relatively certain, meaning sure na sure si lessee na ipapurchase niya yung leased asset na yon, yung pinalease sa kanya ni lessor. And then number 3 naman, 75% of life of such asset, which is yung leased asset, is being used by the lessee. Meaning, si lessor may pinalease siyang asset kay lessee, so 75% ng leased asset na yon is ginagamit ni lessee. And then number 4, which is yun yung last sa general rule or general indicator natin ng finance lease, 95% of cost. So, ano ba yung meaning ng 90% of cost? That means, yung present value ng payment ni lessee na ibabayad niya kay lessor is at least 90% ng cost ng leased asset o yung pinapa-lease na asset ni lessor. And then, meron tayo ditong last. Sabi niya dito, specialized nature that only the lessee can use it without major modification. So, hindi limited dito yung indicators natin para malaman natin, gagamitin natin yung finance lease. Meron pa tayong other indicators na hindi gaano nagagamit. So, ang nilagay lang natin dito is yung for general, additional naman yung specialized nature. So, di ba, we discussed a while ago na meron tayong two accounting for lessor. And then, yung second naman doon, we are done talking about the finance lease. And then, second is the operating lease. Kailan ba natin gagamitin sa operating lease? So, there is no substantial transfer of risk and reward from lessor to lessee. So, if wala doon sa indicators na nabanggit natin kanina, kung kailan natin gagamitin yung finance lease, then we are going to use operating lease. Aside from that, titignan din natin yung substance and form. If yung substance, which is yung usapan natin, is lease siya, then for form, which is yun yung nangyari, is lease din ang nangyari, then we are going to use the operating lease. Since there are two parties involved under the lease, let's talk about the accounting for lessee din. So, accounting for lessee, meron lang tayong one accounting dyan, which is general rule, we are going to use finance lease, or the lessee will use finance lease. But meron tayong exception wherein the lessee will use the operating lease under two conditions. If the asset has relatively of small value, or the period of use of the leased asset is 12 months or less. So again, generally, we are going to use, or the lessee will use, the finance lease, but under two conditions, wherein relatively small value yung leased asset, or yung period of use ng leased asset natin is 12 months or less lang, then ang gagamitin ni lessee is the operating lease. So, balik na tayo for accounting for lessor. Ngayon, let's talk about the finance lease. So, under the finance lease, meron tayong dalawa, which is direct financing lease and the sales type lease. Yung sales type lease, yun yung pag-uusapan natin dito sa discussion ng group namin. So, dito sa types of finance lease, nakadepende yan. Depende ang finance lease accounting kung sino si lessor. Ngayon, we are going to use the direct financing lease if the lessor is a financing business, wherein we are going to get the interest only. Ngayon, the second type is the sales type lease. So, gagamitin natin ang sales type lease if the lessor is a dealer. Dito naman sa sales type lease, ang kukunin is gross profit and interest. So, dalawa. So, para mas maintindihan natin, so under the lessor accounting, the sales type lease, meron tayong recognition and initial measurement. So, dito, yung recognition and initial measurement natin, at the commencement date, the lessor recognizes an asset from finance lease as receivable measured at an amount equal to the net investment in the lease. So, yung net investment in the lease natin, yun yung present value using the interest rate implicit in the lease. So, ngayon, let's talk about the components of investment in the lease kasi may encounter natin later on yung gross investment and then yung net investment. So, pag-usapan natin siya para mas maintindihan. So, first is the gross investment in the lease. Yung gross investment in the lease, yan yung absolute amount of all the rental payments, meaning hindi tayo gagamit dito ng present value. So, hindi kailangan ng present value dito sa gross investment in the lease. So, yung gross investment in the lease, sa madaling salita, yan yung undiscounted amounts of annual lease payments, residual value either guaranteed or unguaranteed. Then, undiscounted amount din ng purchase option if reasonably certain that the lessee will exercise the purchase option. And second na pag-usapan natin, na ma-encounter din natin is net investment in the lease. Yung net investment in the lease naman, kung kanina yung gross investment is undiscounted, sa net investment, gagamit tayo dito ng present value. So, ito yung discounted version ng gross investment. So, the net investment in the lease is the discounted amounts of annual lease payments, residual value whether guaranteed or unguaranteed, and purchase option if reasonably certain that the lessee will exercise. Then next is the subsequent measurement. So for the subsequent measurement principles for the accounting for lessor under the sales type lease, the net investment in the lease is subsequently measured using the effective interest method. And one of the unique concept of sales type lease is the computation of gross profit, wherein gross profit is equal to sales less cost of goods sold. So later on, mas maintindihan natin siya once we apply it to the problem. So we have here a sample problem na sasagutan ng group namin. So, sales type lease problem with answers. This is the problem number 1. Problem number 1. Melly Runner Company is a dealer in machinery. On January 1, 2020, machinery was leased to another company with the following provisions. So, annual rental payable at the end of each year, 4 million. Lease term and useful life of machinery, 5 years. Cost of machinery, 10 million. Residual value, 1 million. Implicit rate, 12%. Present value for ordinary annuity of 1 for 5 periods at 12%, 3.60, and present value of 1 for 5 periods at 12%, 0.57. So at the end of the lease term on December 31, 2024, the machinery will revert to Millie Runner Company. Millie Runner paid initial direct cost of 300,000 in finalizing the lease agreement. So let's answer.
Our first requirement is what is the gross investment in the lease on January 1, 2020? So, pag sinabing gross investment, ito yung undiscounted amount. Nandito yung annual lease payment, residual value, it could be guaranteed or unguaranteed, and exercise of purchase option kung meron man. So, para makuha natin yung total rentals, kailangan nating i-multiply si 4 million, which is the annual rent, and to 5 years, which is the lease term. So, makukuha natin yung 20 million. And then, i-add ngayon natin si residual value, which is 1 million. Makukuha natin ang 21 million gross investment in the lease. So, number 2 requirements is the net investment in the lease on January 1. So, ang net investment naman is the discounted amount. Kailangan natin kunin yung PV or the present value. So, para makuha natin yung PV of rentals, kailangan natin i-multiply si 4 million, which is the annual rent, sa PV of OA. Bakit PV of OA? Kasi, sabi niya, annual rental payables at the end of each year. So, 3.60. Makukuha natin is 14,400,000. And then, kunin natin yung PV of residual value, which is 1 million. Yung 1 million, ayun yung residual value. And then, 0.57, ayun yung PV of 1. Makukuha natin is 570,000, total of 14,970,000.
So next is number 3. What amount should be reported as sales for 2020 assuming the residual value is guaranteed? So ang hinahanap dito is residual value na guaranteed. So how to compute for that? I-add mo lang yung PV of rental sa PV of guaranteed residual value. How to get those things na kailangan. Yung PV of rentals, balik tayo sa problem. So yung PV of rentals is 4 million times 3.60 is equals to 14.4 million. Next is yung PV of guaranteed residual value is 1 million times 0.57 is equals to 570,000. So ipag-add mo lang sila, 14.4 million plus 570,000 is equals to 14,970,000. Next is yung number 4. What amount should be reported as sales for 2020 assuming the residual value is unguaranteed? So sa number 4 naman is ang hinahanap, residual value pero unguaranteed compared sa number 3 na guaranteed. So how to get the residual value unguaranteed? Ang gagawin lang natin is hahanapin lang natin yung PV of rentals. Hindi nakasama yung PV of guaranteed residual value kasi nga ang hinahanap lang is unguaranteed. So PV of rentals is equals to 4 million times 3.60 is equals to 14.4 million, 14.4 million.